It was a normal day on Earth. The sun was bright. The birds were singing. People were going to work, drinking coffee, and laughing with friends. Children were playing in parks, and traffic was moving slowly as usual. In the middle of a busy street. In Karachi, a young boy named Zion pointed at the sky. "Mom, look, why is the sun gone?" His mother looked up. Her smile disappeared. It was only 12 p.m. The sun should have been shining high above. But now the sky was dark, not like night, but like something was covering it. A huge black shadow was spreading across the sky, stretching from one side of the city to the other, across the world. In New York, Tokyo, Cape Town, and London, the same thing was happening. TV screens changed suddenly. Phones stopped working. News anchors tried to speak, but the signal cut out. Static. Silence. Then came the voice. It wasn't human. It wasn't clear if it was male or female. The voice felt like it was inside everyone's head. Earth has been observed. Earth has been judged. Earth is now under galactic rule. Submit or be destroyed. People screamed. Cars crashed. Planes fell from the sky. In Moscow, soldiers aimed their guns at the sky. In India, jets flew up to investigate. In Brazil, people gathered in churches to pray. Then came the ships. They didn't arrive with sound. There was no fire, no boom, no light. They just appeared, silent, massive, and dark like mountains in the sky. There were thousands of them, and each one was shaped like a smooth black triangle, floating just above the ground. One hovered above Islamabad, another over Washington, D.C., one over Mecca, another over Tokyo. The world had no time to react. No time to plan. Fighter jets were launched from many countries. One by one, they rose into the sky to fight the invaders. The world watched in hope as missiles launched toward the alien ships. But the missiles didn't reach. In a second, each jet and missile turned into blue light and vanished. No explosion. No sound, just gone. "Resistance is a failure," the voice said again. "We are the Ascendari. You will obey." In an underground bunker near Quetta, a man was watching everything on old military monitors. The screens flickered with fear-lived footage of chaos from every corner of the Earth. His name was Captain Rayhan, once the leader of Earth's secret defense program. He didn't look afraid. Instead, he smiled just a little. "So they finally came," he whispered. "They think Earth is weak. They don't know what's hidden here." Behind him, the power flickered. The old base was running on backup energy. But that didn't matter. He had waited years for this moment. Captain Rayhan stood tall, his black uniform dusty but clean. His eyes were sharp. His left hand had 3 fingers missing, lost in a mission long ago. A young scientist, Ronnie, rushed in. "Sir, it's happening. The aliens are attacking the major cities." "Our defenses." Rayhan raised a hand. "I see it," he said calmly. Ronnie looked confused. "You're not surprised?" Rayhan looked at the screen again. One showed London, another showed Nairobi, and another was zoomed in on New York. People running, screaming. Alien drones floating down and capturing people in light cages. Rayhan stepped forward and pressed a button on the old console. A new screen appeared. It showed something different. It was not a city. It was a deep tunnel beneath Earth. And inside that tunnel, a huge metal door was glowing blue. "Activate Protocol 9, he said. Ronnie's eyes widened. "But sir, that's never been tested." "We don't even know if it works." Rayhan turned to her slowly. "If we wait, there won't be a world left to test anything." She nodded and ran to the control panel. Deep underground, far below the mountains, machines began to wake up. Lights turned on. A system that had been asleep for 20 years began to hum softly. This was Project Guardian, a secret Earth defense weapon built with unknown alien tech recovered long ago. Only a few people knew it existed. Rayhan turned to his radio. It was old, with broken wires and a dented frame, but it still worked. He sent a message. "This is Captain Rehan, former commander of Earth Defense Group. To all surviving units, do not surrender. Repeat, do not surrender. We have a plan. If you can hear this, meet me at base Z-27. We fight back now." Meanwhile, in the alien mothership above Earth, the Queen of the Ascendery stood in silence. Her skin was silver blue, her eyes glowing white, and her body wrapped in robes that floated like smoke. One of her generals approached. "The humans are weaker than expected. Should we begin full harvesting?" The Queen didn't speak for a moment. She placed her fingers in the air and pulled up a projection of Earth's history. "This world has secrets," she said slowly. "We must not make the same mistake as before." The general looked confused. "Mistake?" The Queen's voice was cold. "Yes, long ago this planet resisted. This time we erase everything." She turned to a new image. A face. Captain Rehan's face. "He is alive?" she asked. "Yes, my queen, but he is no threat." She stared at the image. Her expression darkened. "He is more dangerous than any army. Kill him before he remembers who he really is." Back on Earth, Rehan walked through the base. His team was gathering old soldiers, hackers, engineers, even a doctor. He stood in front of them. "You all saw the sky today," he said. "They think they own us. They think we will kneel, but Earth is not a weak planet. We are survivors. We are warriors. And this time, we have something they don't expect each other." There was silence, then clapping. Then fists rose in the air. These weren't superheroes. They were just humans, but they were ready. Rehan looked at Ronnie. "How long to get Guardian online?" 6 hours, maybe more. We don't have 6 hours. Suddenly, alarms rang. An alien scout ship had found the bunker. Lights flashed red. Guns powered up. The first real fight was here. Rehan grabbed his weapon, an old, modified rifle powered with alien crystals. "Positions." He shouted. As the alien drone broke through the entrance, Rehan fired. The war for Earth had truly begun. Smoke filled the underground base. The alien scout had broken through one of the side tunnels, forcing Rehan's team to fight back. Sparks flew as bullets hit metal walls. The alien machine hovered silently, scanning with red eyes, its movements fast and sharp. Rehan dived behind cover and shouted, "Don't let it scan the core. If it sends data back to the mothership, they'll bomb us in seconds." Ronnie rolled under a table and threw a small energy disk. It exploded with a loud bang. The alien staggered. Rehan took the shot. With a burst of blue light, the scout was down. Silence returned. Only heavy breathing filled the room. The base was safe. For now. Rehan stood up, brushing dust off his jacket. "That was just a scout," he said. "They know we're here now." One of the soldiers, Malik, asked, "Sir, what do we do next? We can't stay here." Rehan looked at the broken drone on the floor. "We moved to level 3. It's time the team knows everything." They moved deeper underground. Level 3 hadn't been opened in years. Dust covered the steel floor. The walls were lined with old tech monitors, energy cores, and sealed cases. Rehan placed his hand on a scanner. "Welcome, Commander Rehan. Project Guardian access granted." The doors slid open with a hiss. Inside was a large room. In the center stood a strange object, a tall silver capsule, glowing softly. Around it were consoles filled with alien symbols and Earth code mixed together. Ronnie looked around. "Is this alien tech?" Rehan nodded. "Yes, I found it 22 years ago." He turned to the team. "It's time you all knew the truth." Flashback to 22 years ago. Rehan was young then, a captain in a space exploration program that never went public. Earth had received a strange signal from Mars. Rehan led a small team to investigate. What they found shocked them. A crashed ship, half buried under the red dust. Not human. Not even close. Inside were the bodies of 3 aliens. One was still. Alive but dying. It said only one thing before it passed. They are coming for Earth. Build. Prepare. Rayhan and his team brought the tech back in secret. Governments didn't want panic, so the project was hidden. Underground labs were built. Engineers and scientists were recruited. Thus, Project Guardian was born, a program to use alien technology to build Earth's defense. But soon, funding stopped. The project was locked away. People forgot except Rayhan. Back in the present, Rayhan pointed to the glowing capsule. This is a power core from that ship. It can activate a weapon strong enough to disable their mothership, maybe even destroy it. Ronnie walked closer. Why didn't we use it before? Because we didn't have a target, Rayhan replied. Now we do. Malik crossed his arms. But why didn't the aliens attack earlier? Why wait 22 years? Rayhan hesitated. That's what worries me. I think they were waiting for something. He walked to the far wall and pressed a button. A hologram appeared. It showed the Astindari mothership. Then it zoomed in to show its energy pattern. Notice this, Rayhan said. They're not here to study us. They came to wipe us out. Fast, without reason. That means something changed. Ronnie asked, do you think they were watching all along? Rayhan nodded. They saw we were getting close to their level of tech. That scared them. Just then, one of the computers beeped. A transmission was coming in weak but clear. It was from Base Sigma, a hidden defense lab in northern Russia. This is Dr. Elena Novikova. We are under attack. We activated the beacon. Project Titan may still be intact. Send help. The signal ended. Rayhan stared at the screen. Titan, he whispered. I thought it was destroyed. Malik stepped forward. What's Titan? Rayhan turned to him. If Guardian is our brain, Titan is our fist. Meanwhile, inside the mothership, the Queen sat in a dark chamber. Her generals stood around her, studying Earth's movements. One general sighed. They are activating old programs. Human tech is adapting fast. Should we deploy the harvesters? The Queen didn't respond. She stared at a glowing screen that showed Rayhan's face again. He has touched the core, she said. The general frowned. He cannot unlock it. He already has, the Queen replied. His blood carries the key. The others looked shocked. But that means, yes, she interrupted. He is a product of what we left behind. Back on Earth in a private chamber, Rayhan sat alone, looking at an old photograph. It showed him and a woman, dark hair, soft eyes, smiling in front of a mountain base. Her name was Amira. She had worked on Project Guardian too. She had disappeared 20 years ago during a mission. He closed his eyes. She warned me, he whispered. She said they'd come back. Suddenly, Ronnie walked in. Sir, you should see this. She showed him a tablet. It displayed alien energy frequencies, matching human DNA patterns. Rayhan's hand trembled slightly. They've been experimenting on us for generations. He stood up. No more hiding. Night had fallen on the Earth, but for many, it was no longer night, it was fear. The sky was still dark from the alien ships floating above cities. People stayed in hiding. Streets were empty. Radio stations repeated the same message. Stay inside. Avoid contact. We are working on a solution. But most people had no hope left. Far below the chaos, Captain Rayhan's team was moving quietly through a mountain pass in northern Pakistan. Their goal, reach an old science facility buried deep underground Base Sigma. Inside that base might be Earth's only hope. Project Titan. Move slowly, Rayhan whispered. They use sound to track us. Behind him walked Ronnie, Malik, and 4 other team members. Each one carried supplies, old weapons, and portable scanners. As they crossed a frozen stream, The ground shook. A distant roar filled the air. Ronnie whispered, "Was that a ship?" "No," Rehan said. "That was a harvester." Alien harvester encounter. Suddenly, a massive shadow appeared from above. The trees bent as a large machine dropped from the sky. It was 10 meters tall, shaped like an insect with long legs and glowing red sensors. A harvester! Malik shouted, "Scatter!" Rehan ordered. The team ran in all directions, hiding behind rocks and fallen trees. The harvester scanned the area. A high-pitched sound came from it, like a scream. One of the soldiers, Gibran, panicked and fired. A shot. The bullet hit the harvester's leg, but it barely made a scratch. "Wrong move!" Rehan yelled. The harvester turned. Its chest opened, and a bright energy cannon charged. Just before it fired, Ronnie pulled a device from her bag, a small metal ball. She threw it at the ground. A loud pulse exploded from it like thunder. The harvester froze, its sensors flickered. Its legs wobbled, then it shut down completely. "What was that?" Malik asked, amazed. Ronnie looked surprised too. "It was a frequency disruptor I built last year. I didn't know it would work." Rehan stared at the disabled alien machine. "It's sound-based," he said. "That's their weakness." Back at Base Sigma, they reached Base Sigma an hour later. The door was half open. The lab inside was cold, damaged, and full of broken equipment, but inside, they found survivors. A small group of scientists and soldiers were hiding inside a reinforced lab. Their leader, Dr. Elena Novikova, stepped forward. "Captain Rehan," she said. "I didn't expect to see you again." Rehan smiled. "Neither did I." Elena took them to the main control room. "We've been studying their tech since the invasion began," she explained. "We noticed something strange. Their ships, drones, even their harvester units are all connected." Rehan looked at the screen, like a hive. "Exactly," Elena said. "They're a hive mind, all connected to one central command. The Queen." Understanding the hive mind, the team gathered around a hologram of the Ascendary mothership. "Think of it like this," Elena said. "If you destroy one drone, nothing happens. But if you hit the core, the Queen, they all shut down." Malik asked, "So we take out the Queen, we stop everything?" Elena nodded. "In theory, yes, but she's not just on the ship. She is the ship. Her body is fused with the mothership system." Rehan leaned in. "What about the sound disruptor?" Elena smiled. "Now that's where it gets interesting." She showed a waveform on the screen. "This is the frequency Ronnie used on the harvester. It disabled its link to the Queen." Ronnie stepped forward. "If we can amplify it like a giant sound bomb, we might break their connection for a few minutes." "That's all I need," Rehan said. "Experiment." Testing the sound weapon, they set up a test. A small captured alien drone was placed in a sealed room. Wires ran from its head to a scanner. Rehan, Ronnie, and Elena watched as they activated the sound pulse. The drone twitched. Its red eyes blinked. Then nothing. It dropped to the ground silent, and still. Malik clapped. "It worked." But Elena looked serious. "Only for 30 seconds. Rehan nodded. "Then we have 30 seconds to hit the Queen." Interrogating the alien drone, the team didn't waste time. They wired the drone for a second experiment. Communication. Elena had been working on translating its language. Using AI and soundwave data, she was able to create a basic voice program. When they powered the drone back on, it spoke. "Human contact confirmed. Order, terminate." Rehan stepped forward. "Wait, we don't want to destroy you. We want to talk." The drone paused. "Talking, not required. Submission expected." Ronnie leaned in. "Why are you doing this? What do you want from Earth?" The drone's voice changed, slightly more mechanical now. "Earth holds lost seed. Queen must correct past mistake." "What mistake?" Rehan asked. "You, all of you, are not meant to exist. Everyone fell silent. The drone continued. Humans are corrupted creations. Broken code. You must be cleansed. Rehan's face went pale. What are we? The drone gave one final message before shutting down. You are half of us, the broken half. Shocking discovery. Elena ran the drone's data through the system. After hours of decoding, she gasped. The Queen. She didn't just come to destroy US, she said. She came to erase her own past. What do you mean? Malik asked. Rehan read the screen. She created something long ago. Something she lost control of. Elena nodded. That something was us. Building the weapon, with the data confirmed, the team focused on building the Pulse Hammer, a giant sound-based weapon designed to break the Queen's control over her army. They used parts from alien tech, human machines, and the core from Project Guardian. Ronnie and Elena worked day and night, tuning frequencies and testing energy levels. Meanwhile, Rehan trained the team for an assault mission. He knew they'd only have one chance. The Queen reacts in orbit. Inside the mothership, the Queen felt something. She rose from her throne, her glowing fingers switching. The link is weakening, she hissed. They found the sound. General stepped forward. Shall we increase the mind barrier? The Queen shook her head. No, send the Echo drones. Destroy their minds from within. Echo drone attacked back at the base. Alarms blared. Strange new drones were entering the area. These were not like the others. They floated silently, spinning slowly in the air. When they got close, the sound began, not loud, not sharp, but deep and terrifying. Team members began screaming, falling to their knees. It's inside my head. One shouted. Ronnie covered her ears. They're using mental waves. Rehan gritted his teeth. He fired at the drones, but bullets passed right through. Elena shouted. Only the Pulse Hammer can stop them. They rushed to activate it. With a loud crack, the Pulse Hammer released its energy. The sound wave hit the Echo drones. They shattered like glass. Everyone gasped in relief. Rehan looked at the team. This is it. We're ready. Final scene night returned. The team stood outside, watching the sky dot in the distance. The Queen's mothership moved slowly, preparing for something big. Rehan put on his old armor. He turned to the others. Tomorrow we fight. Not just for survival, not just for Earth. We fight for the truth, for who we are. The stars above them looked peaceful, but war was coming, and Earth was ready. The air was quiet. Too quiet. Captain. Rehan stood on the snowy rooftop of Base Sigma, looking at the sky. He held a small metal scanner in one hand. It beeped slowly, softly. Ronnie stood beside him, her eyes fixed on the horizon. She's coming, Ronnie said. Rehan nodded. Yes, the Queen has decided to face us. The Pulse Hammer stood ready in the center of the base. It was now fully charged. Elena and the other scientists had been working without sleep for 2 days. Everyone knew the final phase had begun. In orbit, the Queen's decision inside the alien mothership. High above Earth, the Queen floated silently in a glowing chamber. Her body was almost liquid silver and blue, surrounded by thousands of data streams. A general approached her. The humans have completed the sound weapon. They have broken our drones. Should we destroy the planet from orbit? The Queen opened her eyes slowly. No, destruction is not enough. They must understand what they are. I will go down myself. The generals hesitated. Your Majesty, she raised a finger. I will look into the eyes of the mistake I made. And then I will burn it from the galaxy. She stepped into a glowing pod. Seconds later, a beam of blue light shot down from the sky. Faster than lightning. It landed in the middle of the Himalayas, just 40 kilometers from Rehan's location. The Queen had landed. Earth shakes. Everyone at Base Sigma felt it. The mountain trembled. Walls cracked. The scanner in Rahan's hand went wild, flashing red, beeping fast. "What just happened?" Malik shouted. Ronnie checked her data. "It's not just another ship. The Queen herself just landed near us." Rehan turned around. "Is the pulse hammer mobile yet?" Elena answered, "We can move at short range, but not far." Rehan made a decision. "Then we take the fight to her." March to the Queen. Rehan, Ronnie, Malik, and 6 other fighters prepared for a strike mission. They carried the portable version of the pulse hammer, mounted on a truck built from old military parts and alien tech. Snow was falling as they drove through mountain paths. The signal from the Queen's pod got stronger with every kilometer. Ronnie looked nervous. "Do you really think we can stop her?" Rehan said nothing at first. Then he looked at the sky. "I don't know, but if we don't try, no one else will be left to." First contact, they reached a large frozen valley. Smoke rose from the center. There she was, the Queen of the Ascendari. She stood tall, more than 10 feet high, her body glowing like fire and ice. Her face was strange, beautiful, terrible, and cold. She had no eyes, but she saw everything. She turned toward Rehan and spoke not with her mouth, but inside their minds. "So, you still walk the earth, my broken child?" Everyone froze. "Rehan, step forward. I'm not your child. I'm human." "No, you are the seed of my failure. You were made from us, left behind to rot. Now you play with toys you don't understand." Ronnie activated the pulse hammer. Beep. Charging. 82%. Malik whispered, "Should we fire?" Rehan shook his head. "Wait," the Queen continued speaking. "You think this planet is yours? It was never yours. It was ours once. We used it to grow life. You were part of an experiment meant to evolve and serve. But you rebelled. You became something wild, uncontrolled. That is why I must erase you." Rehan clenched his fists. "We are not your mistake. We are something you can't control anymore." Beep. Charging. 100%. Now. Rehan shouted. Battle begins. The pulse hammer fired. A massive sound wave blasted forward. A deep roar that shattered ice and echoed through the mountains. The Queen screamed. Her body flashed with lightning. Her link to the mothership shook. Alien drones in the sky began to fall. Her hive was breaking. For the first time she looked afraid. But then she raised her arms. The ground split open. From the earth, hundreds of Ascendari guardians rose, tall, armored beings with glowing blades. Not machines. These were alive. Rehan's team opened fire. Explosions lit the valley. Malik used a heavy plasma cannon to take down 3 guardians at once. Ronnie fired sonic charges from the truck. The Queen began to walk slowly toward them, each step cracking the ground. Rehan looked at the pulse hammer. "We need another blast." Elena's voice came through the radio. "We need 5 minutes to charge. We don't have 5 minutes." Rehan shouted. "Personal fight." Rehan pulled out a sword, old, short, and glowing with blue veins. It was made from alien metal, one of the first weapons recovered during Project Guardian. He charged straight at the Queen. Her body shifted, arms turning into sharp tendrils. She blocked his strike with ease. Their fight was fast, too fast for human eyes. Sparks flew as metal hit alien bone. The Queen spoke with every move. "You should not exist. You are a virus. A glitch." Rehan shouted back, "Then I'll be the glitch that breaks you." She stabbed through his side. Blood sprayed on the snow. But Rehan didn't fall. He reached into his jacket and pulled out a mini Pulse Cora backup device created by Ronnie. He slammed it into the Queen's chest. Boom. A pulse exploded from her body. The Queen screamed again, louder this time. A sacrifice. The blast killed dozens of guardians. The Queen fell to her knees, but Rehan was injured badly. Rani and Malik rushed to him. "You did it," Rani said. "No," Rehan whispered. "She's still alive, just weak." They turned to see the Queen rising again, slower this time. Suddenly, their comms buzzed. Alina's voice. We can charge the main pulse hammer now, but it will use all of the base's power. We'll only get one final shot. Rayhan looked at his team. I'll draw her in. When she gets close, you fire. No, Rani said. You'll die. Rayhan smiled weakly. Someone has to finish what we started. The final pulse. Rayhan walked toward the Queen, bleeding but standing. Come finish your mistake, he shouted. She came toward him, dragging herself, her power fading. At the base, Alina activated the pulse hammer one last time, charging. Get locked. Firing in 3, 2, 1. Boom! A sound wave larger than anything before shattered the valley. Ice turned to steam. Light filled the air. The Queen screamed, her voice tearing through the sky. Then, silence. Her body cracked, faded, and vanished into dust. The hive mind collapsed. Across the planet, alien ships fell. Drones shut down. The invasion stopped. Aftermath. The team found Rayhan unconscious, barely alive. They brought him back to Base Sigma. The world was silent again, not in fear, but in peace. Cities came out of hiding. Survivors hugged each other. Lights turned back on. Rayhan lay in a medical pod, Rainey sitting beside him. She whispered, "You saved Earth." Rayhan opened his eyes just a little. "No," he said. "We all did." Final scene. Far in space, in deep space, a strange ship watched Earth from afar. A shadowy figure turned to a screen showing Rayhan's image. They defeated the Queen, the voice said. Interesting. Another voice replied, then, "It begins. The real war is coming." The world had changed. The alien invasion was over. The Queen was gone. But the battle had left Earth weak and broken. Captain Rayhan lay in the hospital pod at Base Sigma. His body was healing slowly, but his mind was already racing. Elena stood beside him, holding a tablet with urgent news. "We found something," she said quietly. Rayhan opened his eyes. "What is it?" Elena showed the screen. "A small signal coming from deep space. Not from the Ascendery ships, but from another place. It's a distress call," Elena explained. "It started right after the Queen died," Rayhan frowned. "Another alien race?" Elena nodded. "Yes, the Ascendery are not alone. This signal is from their allies. We don't know if they come as friends or enemies." Preparing for the mission, Rayhan sat up, his strength returning. "We can't wait," he said firmly. "If they come, we need to be ready." Rani, Malik, and the rest of the team gathered around. Rani asked, "How far is the signal?" Elena tapped the screen. "About 40 light years away." "But we have a new ship," Rayhan smiled. "The Stealth Hawk, our best hope. Built from captured alien technology and human engineering, the Stealth Hawk could travel faster than any human ship ever made. We leave in 2 days." Rayhan ordered. The launch, the crew suited up in the quiet hangar beneath Base Sigma. Rayhan checked his gear and looked at Rani. "Ready for this?" Rani nodded. "Let's finish this." Malik grinned. "And maybe get home alive." The Stealth Hawk's engines roared as it lifted off into the night sky. Outside, the stars shone like diamonds, but beyond them, dark unknown waited. Into deep space, the ship accelerated past the solar system, past the moon and Mars. Rani monitored the scanners, watching for any sign of danger. "Signal strength is increasing," she said. "We're getting close." Suddenly, the ship shook violently. "Attack!" Malik shouted, grabbing his weapon. Outside, strange ships appeared, small, fast and dark. "They're blocking us," Rani said. Rayhan gave orders. "Evasive maneuvers. Prepare weapons." Space battle. The Stealth Hawk dodged laser fire, weaving through asteroid fields. Malik fired the ship's plasma cannons, hitting several enemy ships, but more came, surrounding them, energy levels dropping. Ronnie yelled. Rehan realized this was no ordinary fight. The attackers knew their technology. Then the signal stopped. A voice came through the comms, cold and unfamiliar. You should not have come here, humans. The enemy revealed. A large ship appeared, glowing dark purple. It was unlike any ascendery craft. The voice spoke again. We are the Kalzar, allies of the Ascendari. We have come to finish what your queen started. Rani's hands trembled. They're stronger than the Ascendari. Rehan clenched his fists. Then we fight. For Earth, for all of us. Discovery on board the Kalzar. Ship fired a beam that disabled the Stealth Hawk's engines. The crew prepared for boarding. Rehan led the team through dark corridors. Weapons ready. Inside, the Kalzar were tall and thin, with sharp claws and glowing eyes. They attacked with strange weapons, plasma blades, and mind waves. Rani used her sound disruptor to block the mind attacks. Malik took down enemies with precise shots. They reached a control room where a large crystal pulsed with energy. Elena scanned it. This crystal controls their weapons, she said. If we destroy it, we win. The race against time. The Kalzar sent reinforcements. Rehan and his team fought fiercely. Elena worked to overload the crystal. 10 seconds. She shouted. The team pushed back the enemies with everything they had. With a final blast from Malik's plasma cannon, the crystal shattered. The ship shook violently. Escape. Back to the Stealth Hawk. Rehan ordered. They ran through collapsing corridors. The ship exploded behind them as they escaped in the small shuttle. They landed back on Earth, safe but shaken. New hope back at Base Sigma. The team rested. Rehan looked out at the rising sun. This is only the beginning, he said. We need to prepare for what's next. Rani smiled. We survived. We fight. The battle was far from over. But Earth had warriors ready. Smoke rose from the mountains. Base Sigma was damaged but still standing. The Stealth Hawk had returned from space, carrying Rehan and his team alive, but changed. The world was quiet, not peaceful, just waiting. Everyone knew this wasn't the end. The Ascendary Queen was gone, but her allies, the Kalzar, had arrived. And they were worse. Rehan walked slowly through the command center. He still wore his armor, now scratched and darkened by plasma burns. Rani stood beside him, holding a tablet full of battle data. We lost 5 bases in the last 24 hours, she said. Rehan nodded, jaw tight. They're moving fast. Elena entered with a file in hand. I think it's time. Rehan looked at her. Time for what? Elena placed the file on the table. Its cover read, Project Titan. Forgotten power. Project Titan had been Earth's last secret, even deeper than Project Guardian. It was built decades ago when scientists first recovered alien tech from the crash. Rehan discovered in his early missions that it wasn't just a weapon. It was a mecha living machine built from both human and alien technology. Over 80 feet tall, it had never been tested. No one even knew if it worked. Why now? Malik asked. Elena replied, because we have no choice. They're coming to wipe us out, and Guardian's defenses are not enough. Rehan stared at the old file. How do we activate it? Elena hesitated. We need a direct mind link. Someone must merge with Titan's neural system to control it. Who will pilot Titan? The room fell silent. No one has survived a full link, Rani said. We tried it years ago. Elena looked at Rehan. Except you. Your body already carries alien DNA from the mission on Mars. You're the only one who can do it. Rehan didn't speak for a moment. Then, if it gives Earth a chance, I'll do it. Malik stepped forward. We're with you, sir. All the way. Journey to Titan. Titan was hidden beneath the Torcum Mountains, buried under ice and rock. The team took the Stealth Hawk and landed near the edge of a frozen lake. An entrance stood sealed, covered in thick metal, glowing faintly. Rehan walked up and placed his hand on a scanner. DNA match confirmed. Commander Rehan, welcome. To Titan facility. The doors opened with a loud hiss. Inside was darkness. Then, lights slowly turned on. One by one, and there it stood. Titan. A massive humanoid machine. Silver black in color, with glowing blue lines across its armor. Its eyes were dim, but full of promise. Ronnie whispered, "It's beautiful." Activation. Elena and Ronnie set up. The neural bridge. Cables connected Rehan's body to the main console. He sat inside a chamber, wearing a metal harness around his chest and head. "If your mind starts to overload, we pull you out," Elena warned. Rehan nodded. "Don't pull me out unless I stop breathing." Ronnie looked at him, eyes worried. "Don't do anything stupid." He smiled. "It's me. I do everything stupid." They activated the link. Suddenly, Rehan's body jerked. His heart rate rose. Lights flickered. The ground trembled. Then his voice echoed from the speakers. "I can see it. I can feel everything." Outside, Titan's eyes opened. Titan lives. The mech stepped forward, slowly, like a giant awakening after a long sleep. "Systems online," Rehan said through Titan. "Weapons charged. Armor stable." Malik stared up in awe. "This is insane." Titan took its first full step out of the chamber and into the open air. Earth finally had a weapon that could fight back, but time was running out. The Kalzar strike as Titan moved through the mountain valley. The Kalzar arrived. Their command ship hovered over the horizon like a dark sun. Thousands of drones rained down from the sky. Ground troops followed 4 armed beasts with glowing claws. The battlefield was set. Rehan, inside Titan, raised its arm. "Let's finish this." Titan charged forward, smashing into the first wave. Its fist slammed down, crushing a row of enemy troops. Lasers hit its armor, but the alien metal skin held strong. Earth fights back from nearby hills. Earth's remaining forces joined the fight. Tanks, jets, and foot soldiers led by Malik and Ronnie. Ronnie used the portable pulse hammer to break enemy formations. Malik climbed a broken drone and fired a rocket into the Kalzar swarm, but it wasn't enough. A huge Kalzar war beast, twice Titan size, stepped onto the field. It roared, shaking the earth. Rehan, inside Titan, narrowed his eyes. Time to test what this thing can really do. Titan versus War Beast. Titan and the War Beast clashed in the center of the battlefield. Titan punched. The War Beast slammed back. They threw each other into mountainsides. Ice cracked. Trees exploded. Rehan pushed the mech's power to the limit. "Come on, you ugly alien monster." The War Beast struck Titan's shoulder, damaging a power core. Rehan's vitals spiked. Blood dripped from his nose. Elena shouted through the comms, "You're losing neural stability. Pull back." But Rehan kept fighting. He used Titan's energy blade, slashing across the War Beast's chest. Then he used the pulse core in Titan's chest. With a deafening wave, the War Beast was ripped apart. Titan stood barely, its systems flickering. Final stand. The Kalzar ship began charging its main cannon aimed straight at Titan and Earth's remaining army. "We have 60 seconds. Ronnie screamed. Elena radioed in. "If they fire, everything within 300 miles is gone." Rehan saw only one option. "I'm taking Titan into the sky." "No," Ronnie yelled. "You won't survive." He smiled through cracked lips. "Then this is my last stupid plan." One last climb. Titan's back boosters activated. It lifted into the air, slowly dragging its broken arm and sparking legs. Rehan felt his heartbeat slow. "Come on, old friend, just one more step." Titan flew into the sky straight toward the Kalzar ship. The ship fired its beam. Titan took the hit, but kept flying. At the last moment, Rehan activated the self-destruct core. "For Earth." Boom! A blinding explosion lit up the sky. The Kalzar ship was destroyed. Titan was gone. Aftermath. Ronnie and Malik watched the sky in silence. Smoke curled into the clouds. Earth had won, but at a cost. Back at Base Sigma, Elena stood in front of a silent monitor. Signal lost, she whispered, but then another beep, a faint heartbeat, Rehan's voice. I'm still here. Final scene far away, in a crater. Titan's damaged head lay half buried. Its eye flickered. Inside, a pod opened. Rehan crawled out, wounded, alive. He looked at the sky, breathing heavily. You're gonna have to try harder than that. The Earth was safe, but silence covered the planet like a heavy blanket. Titan was gone. The Kalzer's ship destroyed. And Captain Rehan, the man who had led the fight from the start, had disappeared in the blast. Or so the world believed. A crater in the east, far from any city, deep in the mountains. A crater steamed with heat. Pieces of alien metal lay scattered. In the center, a hatch opened from a damaged escape pod. A hand reached out. Rehan pulled himself out, coughing, clothes torn, armor broken. He collapsed on the ground, breathing hard. He was alive, but different. His eyes glowed faint blue. His body was healing, faster than it should. No normal human survives a core blast, he whispered. And maybe I'm not a normal human anymore. Back at Base Sigma, at the base, Ronnie was running scans. Malik entered the control room. Any sign of Rehan? Ronnie shook her head. Nothing. No signal, but she zoomed in on satellite footage of the crater. There's movement. Someone got out. Malik stepped closer. Do you think? Ronnie smiled. I know it's him. Deep in the data, Lena sat in the lab. She had been decoding something for days, an encrypted alien memory file left behind in the Queen's broken systems. Suddenly, it unlocked. Access granted. Origin, Earth Sector X-197. Her screen lit up with ancient data. Star maps, DNA charts, Earth's coordinates. And one message. Earth is not a failed planet. Earth is a sealed vault. She gasped. Rehan entered, bruised and limping. Everyone stared in shock. Sir? Ronnie whispered. I'm back, he said simply. Elena stood. You need to see this. What they found. Rehan, Ronnie, Malik, and Elena gathered in the war room. Elena explained what she found in the alien data. Millions of years ago, Earth was one of the original life engine planets. The Ascendari didn't just visit it, they made it. She showed images of advanced machines buried in Earth's crust, machines older than humans, older than the oceans. They didn't come to conquer Earth, she continued. They came to retrieve something. They lost. Rehan narrowed his eyes. What did they lose? Elena turned the screen. It showed a genetic sequence. Us, she said. Humans. Humans, the Forbidden's hybrid. The team sat in silence. Elena continued. Humans weren't natural. We were created by mixing Ascendari DNA with something else. Something they never explained. Rehan asked, why would they do that? Elena replied, they were trying to create the next step in evolution, but it didn't work the way they wanted. Malik leaned forward. So we were an experiment? Elena nodded. And we evolved faster than expected. Stronger emotions, stronger resistance, creativity, and something they couldn't control, free will. The real reason for the invasion. Elena pulled up one last image, a warning from the Queen's archive. Code red, Earth Subject X breach, terminate all traces. That was their final order, she said. Erase us before we become a threat. Rehan stood up. His hand trembled, but his voice was steady. They were scared of what we might become. Ronnie looked at him. And now? Rehan turned toward the window, looking at the stars. Now they're too late. A signal from beyond suddenly. The base alarms blared. Elena rushed to the console. Incoming signal, not from Earth, deep space. They opened the transmission. A hologram appeared, fuzzy, glitching, but clear enough. A figure stood in golden armor. Human-like, but taller, eyes glowing white. This message is for the defenders of Earth. We have heard your signal. You are not alone. The transmission ended. Ronnie whispered, "Who was that?" Rayhan exhaled, "Someone who heard what we've become." The map within the alien signal included something else, a map. Not just of stars, but of Earth itself. It pointed to a location in the Amazon rainforest. A blinking mark. Labeled Vault X. Elena said, "It's one of the original creation sites." Rayhan nodded. "Then we go there. We find out who we really are." Final preparations over the next 48 hours. The team gathered supplies. The world was calm, but watchers from space were still out there. The Kalzer were gone, but others might come. Rayhan spoke to the surviving world leaders in a private call. He told them the truth. Earth wasn't just a home. It was a spark, the beginning of something bigger than anyone had believed. He didn't ask for permission. He told them, "We have to know what's down there." Arrival in the Amazon. A stealth aircraft flew low over the green sea of trees. Team landed near the signal point. Birds flew, rain fell. But underground, something was waiting. Using alien scanners, they found an entrance beneath the roots of a massive tree. A staircase led down into darkness. Rayhan held a flashlight. "Let's go." The vault, the chamber, was huge walls covered in strange symbols, glowing blue. Machines hummed softly, as if still alive after thousands of years. In the center stood a pillar of light, and inside it, a floating orb. As Rayhan approached, the orb reacted. It opened slowly, showing a hologram. A voice spoke, calm, deep, and ancient. "Welcome, human. Welcome, child of the stars. You were never meant to be ruled. You were meant to rise." The truth, the voice, continued. It explained that long ago, powerful beings, builders of galaxies, used Earth as a test site. They wanted to create a life form that could adapt, feel, and lead, but others feared this creation. The Ascendari turned against the project and tried to erase it. Earth was hidden, protected, left to grow. Now, after surviving the invasion, the signal had been triggered. You have passed the test. The awakening, the orb scanned Rayhan. Suddenly, symbols lit up all around the chamber. Power returned to the ancient machines. And in the sky, satellites long dead came back online. Earth had awakened. Elena whispered, "They built this planet for us." Rayhan touched the orb. A surge of knowledge entered his mind. Star maps, ancient languages, the history of the galaxy. He staggered back, breathing hard. Ronnie caught him. "You okay?" He smiled faintly. "I know what we need to do next." A new threat rises, but far above Earth. In a dark corner of the galaxy, a figure in a black robe watched a monitor showing Rayhan and his team in the vault. The figure turned to others behind him, tall, shadowy creatures. "Earth has awakened. The humans are ready. Begin the final protocol." A red light blinked. Ships began to launch. Everything had changed. Rayhan and his team had unlocked the ancient vault hidden beneath the Amazon. Inside, they discovered the truth. Earth wasn't just a planet. It was a seed, planted by beings far older than the stars. Humans were not a mistake. They were meant to lead. Now, the world had awakened. And so had its enemies, eyes from the dark far above Earth. In the outer shadows of the solar system, a massive fleet arrived. Not the Ascendari, not the Kalzar, something older, colder, beings known only in whispers across the galaxy. The Nullborn. They believed in silence, control, and extinction of chaotic life. And to them, humans were dangerous noise. They had one goal: erase Earth before its people became something unstoppable. Earth unites back at Base Sigma. Rayhan stood on a high platform, addressing leaders from across the world and across species. The holograms of alien allies, those who once feared Earth but now respected it, joined the call. "We won't beg," Rayhan said. "We will fight." Malik adjusted his rifle. "Just tell us where to aim." Ronnie uploaded new defense plans using Titan tech, now being installed in Earth's satellites. Alina stood by, holding the key, the awakening code from Vault X. It could activate the full power of Earth's ancient systems. But it needed one final charge. Rehan, she said. If we do this, there's no turning back. Rehan looked to the sky. There never was. War begins, the Nullborn arrived with silence, no warnings, no messages. Just black ships that swallowed light and sound. They launched drones that disrupted gravity. They dropped bombs that erased time for a few seconds. Buildings aged and crumbled like sand. But Earth was ready. Rehan gave the order. Activate Titan protocols. Above the clouds, massive defense satellites turned their guns towards space. New Earthguard mechs, smaller versions of Titan, flew up to meet the enemy. Each one piloted by elite human fighters. And then, Earth struck back. The sky burns. Battle over Earth was unlike anything before. Mechs clashed with black Nullborn drones. Lasers sliced through the upper atmosphere. Sonic weapons blasted from Earth's surface, disabling enemy signals. Rehan flew in a rebuilt Titan suit, smaller, faster, more connected to his mind than ever. Inside his helmet, he saw everything. Enemies, allies, weaknesses. He launched toward the largest Nullborn ship. Let's end this. The heart of the enemy while Rehan fought above. Malik and Ronnie led ground forces. In Australia, Nullborn machines were landing, pulling energy from the planet itself. They were trying to shut Earth down from the inside. Malik led a strike. Teeming through the ruins of a city. Dodging energy traps, he fired at the power cores. These things don't even bleed. He shouted. Ronnie hacked one of the machines and turned its own weapon on the others. They will now. They planted explosives, overloaded circuits, and ran. Boom. The energy siphon exploded. The land trembled and came back to life. The final decision inside the vault. Elena stayed behind. She watched as the awakening code reached 100% charge. A message appeared on the screen. Final Earth Protocol, Evolution Override. Do you wish to continue? Elena hesitated. Activating it might not only defeat the Nullborn, it could change all human DNA, make people faster, smarter, but different. She called Rehan. We're ready, she said. But it could change what it means to be human. Rehan, surrounded by explosions and enemies in space, replied simply, do it. Evolution unlocked. Elena touched the screen. Vault glowed. The Earth shook. A silent pulse spread across the planet. At that moment, humans everywhere felt it, a hum in their bones, a light in their minds. Some stood up straighter. Some saw colors they never saw before. Some moved faster, felt deeper. Humanity changed, not fully, not overnight, but the spark had started. Final battle in orbit. Rehan reached the Nullborn mothership. Inside, he faced a creature unlike any before. Tall, black as space, face made of shifting mirrors. You are chaos, it said. You must be unmade. Rehan activated the core in his suit. No, we are hope. He launched forward, punching through shields, cutting wires, destroying the ship's mind. The Nullborn fleet began to fall, ships crashing, drones shutting down. The battle was over. The day after, the sun rose over a quiet Earth. Titan stood near the Amazon, still but watching. Base Sigma was full of life. Engineers, scientists, leaders, soldiers. Elena gave a final report. The Nullborn are retreating, we've confirmed. The signal stopped. Earth is safe. Malik and Ronnie walked up to Rehan. So, we won? Malik asked. Rehan nodded. For now. A new Earth. In the weeks that followed, things changed. Earth united under one flag, not of control, but of survival and future. Alien allies visited as friends, not rulers. Vaults were opened in Africa and under the oceans, all holding secrets, tools, and knowledge meant for this moment. Humans began to study their new abilities. Not all had powers, But all were growing. Together, final message. Rayhan recorded a message sent out to the galaxy. To anyone listening, we are Earth. We were built by your past. But we are no longer your creation. We are the future. And we are not afraid anymore. Ending scene. In deep space, far away, another planet flickered on a screen. A council of ancient beings watched Earth's message. One turned and said, "The humans are awake." Another replied, "Then we must prepare for the next war." Earth Fights Back was just the beginning.